I am Max Cheskin. I'm studying cybersecurity in computer science. I've been doing game design in some form and on a very on and off basis for around 5 years. During that time, it's been mostly game jams, which is a small format of game development where a bunch of online strangers will come together, they'll form themselves up into teams out of like a nice large Discord server, and then they'll make a game within a week. Any images that you see, any music that you hear, any sound effects as well, that's probably made by someone else because I work as part of a team, which is one of the biggest aspects of why I enjoy this hobby as well, because I get to work with people that do wildly different things than me. It's a shame it's so short. He nailed it. Devin nailed it, always. Key and Cursor was the earliest one there, and that was the one where I drew my first sprites for the first time. That was interesting. I was just getting my feet wet, experimenting with different control schemes. So it's very basic, but a slightly novel thing. It was inspired by Fireboy and Water Girl, but I wanted to make sure that you wouldn't get the controls mixed up. The Ace Pilot's Bad Idea was interesting because I had just come out of my first physics class, and I had wanted to put some of the principles there to use that I had just basically observed. I was in physics specifically because that seemed more applicable to video games. I made the right choice. The Ace Pilot's Bad Idea is definitely my favorite one so far. The sort of physicality of it and making code a little bit more intricate than it strictly speaking needs to be, it's nice. Looking good. Okay, well, I'll need to fix that. I always focus on the primary gameplay loop, which is the most fundamental basic action that the player takes to further their goals, and then I always want to build a prototype of that before I plan on what that thing needs, because based on how that action feels to play, that's how I make the decisions on what to do next. Nice, okay, there it is. All of the aesthetics of a video game, every element of it is built upon the code. And the code, the gameplay, the mechanics, that's the interface. It's how the player engages with the medium. And it has to be solid, and it has to not feel bad, otherwise the aesthetics aren't going to matter. Oh, nailed it! So links to my games, which are playable in browser, and most of which don't require a download, can be found in the PRISM magazine as a QR code. They can also be found on cheskindemo.com. Alternatively, my itch account is just called Heartbox1 if you wanted to search that up on itch. Wonderful.